fans, welcome along to the West Wales Karting Virtual Racing ProjectCars2 Bathurst race today. It's a one-off race, 12 laps around the legendary Bathurst circuit in Australia, and we're using, of course, the V8 supercars. I mean, what else would you use around this fantastic circuit? Only 5 competitors in the lineup today, but it should be absolutely furious action with Alex EDL starting from pole position ahead of Scuderia Sam. His lap time there faster than the actual lap time from this year's Bathurst race, so fantastic effort there. Loopy McGee in third, fantastic qualifying effort, and they're away now from the grid, and it's a fantastic start from Alex there from pole position, and Scuderia Sam's looking down the inside, but now Ian's right down the inside of all of them, and he pushes Scuderia Sam wide, and that's Big Bad Wolf coming through on the outside, taking the lot of them. And then they're off in the infield, bang into the wall, and that's Chris Doddy involved there as Scuderia Sam slams one of the advertising boards out of the way. So 3 of the 5 cars involved in a first corner accident there, and now it's going to be a drag race with Chris and Ian going down to turn 2, down Mountain Straight, and Chris there minding his own business, and he just got taken out. But he does like a bit of a bloodbath, does Chris, as he famously said recently. So yeah, Chris now looking for some more bloodthirsty action as Alex CDL leads now up the hill ahead of Big Bad Wolf, and he's going to be trying to establish a lead, isn't he, Alex?
Yeah, definitely, especially after the first corner incident. I think Lupu's just been a bit optimistic there in chucking up the inside. But as I said, he's going to try and get a lead out, hopefully won't make a mistake. Rich will be pushing hard as well, as he's got an excellent opportunity for a podium.
Yeah, definitely in second place there. These coming down now. Look how tricky it is. You just don't want to push too hard coming down here, do you? Oh, and Alex does push too hard. He spun round. He spun around, and now he's going to reset the car. He couldn't quite reset it there, could he? Because cars were flying past him. He's facing the right way now, down to third, and that's and that's Big Bad Wolf too. He's made a mistake. He nearly takes out Scuderia Sam as well in the elbow corner, or Forest Elbow, whatever it's called. And that's Alex Drew as well into second. So a couple of spins early on here. It's just getting to grips with the circuit on cold tyres, possibly.
Yeah, you'd have to think so, especially with the hard tyres. It takes a bit longer. But that section of the track is so difficult. It's very sweeping. It can just take the car away from you. And these two are still battling. It looks like Loopy's ahead now of Chris, but Chris will fight back. Both in quite similar liveries. I think they might be teammates. Will you take a look here? No, just go wait his time and hopefully hope Loopy makes a mistake.
Yeah, coming into the last corner on the circuit now. He's got a great run in him, but I don't know if he's going to be quite close enough to have a look. His early door's still in the race, so he's going to just wait behind at this stage and see if he can pick his moment a bit better. But he did get an excellent run out of the last bit one couple of corners there. I don't actually know what they called them. I don't remember actually those ones.
I think that was called Murray's corner, the very last corner.
Murray's, that's it. Yeah. So yeah, he's quite close to Murray's as they go on to the out of Hell's corner, now turn 1, onto the Mountain Straight, and it's 174 metres of elevation at this circuit, all the way to the top of the mountain, which is absolutely insane. And then of course they have to thread it through the concrete walls back down the hill the other side. Oh, and look, Loopy has made a mistake. He's off into the barrier at turn 2, and he's going to be regretting that one as a Scotsman, as he lets the Irishman pass now. Chris Doddy up into 4th place, and now he's released Chris, so let's see what sort of pace he's got here today.
Yeah, you'd have to assume he's quite fast, but I don't think he's done much with these cars. I don't think anyone's done much racing in these ones before. We might have done a short race at Mullenback, was it?
Yeah, I think a while back, wasn't it?
Yeah, but no, that was only a small track. It's nothing compared to this. It's such a hard place to get any pace out of. You see how hard Sam's pushing here now, close to the walls. Absolutely flying. It's hard braking here not to spin. Just lovely car control there. Now flat out onto Conrod Straight, going down to the chase.
You can really see the elevation change from that camera angle too, can't you? And Elbow Corner, or Forest Elbow, keep calling it Elbow Corner, is probably one of the most difficult corners on the whole circuit. You're right at the bottom of the hill and you need to get a really good exit along this straight that Big Bad Wolf riding on board with now is going along. And it's just so easy to get wrong, isn't it? And get the rear hanging out a bit too much. Yeah,
if the car's not straight, when you're braking it's going around, you can't stop it. It looks like he's closing up on Alex a bit here. He's really going for it looks like.
Yeah, he's having a cracking race. He took 3 cars coming out of turn 1, which is absolutely incredible. Great effort there by Big Bad Wolf. and he's really desperate for a podium here today. You can see he's catching Alex. He's riding on board now. You can see him just up ahead there, and he just saw the leader flash through turn 1 as well. So he's really pushing here as Big Bad Wolf, and you never know. He's been a bit unlucky recently, a bit of oversteer there. Been a bit unlucky in recent races. Could have had better results, but yeah, he's really on it today, isn't he? And I think he likes these cars too. It seems to suit his driving style a bit.
Yeah, he definitely loves these cars. He's one of the people that suggested we go here, and I'm quite glad he did, because they are excellent fun. Just going up to Griffin's Bend here, throwing it in, hopefully not too wide. Yeah, that was lovely through there. Now up to the cut-in. It's quite a tricky corner, this. It's quite odd to brake, and it's going up the hill now. Second gear.
How careful do you have to be feeding them the throttle up here?
Oh, very. You'll be round in an instant if you just slam the throttle to the firewall. You've got to be so careful with the cars. That's why you've got to be nice and easy. Otherwise, you've got no hope. Oh, hit the wall there. But you got away with it.
This one as well is very difficult. Blind entry, blind apex, and it just appears, and you've got that gravel trap waiting to grab you on the outside as they go over Skyline, which is probably one of the most famous corners on the circuit, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. That and the Chase are probably the two scariest corners, as well as Forest Elbow. It's such a lovely track to ride, but you've got to give it quite a bit of respect.
Definitely, and Big Bad Wolf there, not giving it quite enough respect, is it? And it bites him a little bit, but not too much. And yeah, absolutely a monster of a circuit. Great to ride on board with Big Bad Wolf for a bit there. I think Chris has had an issue. Look, he's dropped back behind Loopy McG, so what's happened there to Chris? I think maybe he just got a bit wrong going through the chase, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he's just said hello to the barrier, and Loopy's back through. Gutting for him, he'll be obviously chasing again. I think he's a bit faster than Loopy, but it doesn't matter if you're facing into the wall.
Yeah, exactly. You can be the fastest driver in the world. If you're stuck in a barrier, there's not much you can do, is there, with that? But these two, I think, are set for a fantastic race-long battle, because McG and Chris now, they're really in a good tussle. Chris will be catching McG a little bit here. The lap 4 that's just started now. Scuderia Sam's got a 5-second lead over Alex, so Alex is kind of keeping touch with Scuderia Sam, isn't he, after his initial spin. These two are very evenly paced. We've seen in practice as well that they've been very close on the lap times indeed in race trim. So what's Alex going to do here in order to try and catch Scuderia Sam? What's he going to have to try and do?
He can either just accept it. As he said, they're very close on pace, but it looks like Sam's put 2 seconds in on that last lap. Maybe that was a hell of a lap for him. He could try and pit, go onto the softer tyre, because that's the fastest tyre. I know a few of them did that qualifying to get their fastest laps. Just provides a lot more grip and can actually push a lot harder on the hards. It's a bit harder to actually go as fast as you want, especially around this top bit. It's a lovely camera.
Yeah, you can see the turn-in is just so important. Look how hard Alex is pushing, brushing the barrier there as well. And the turn-in, have confidence on the front end, so important, isn't it? And with the soft tyres as he flies over Skyline there, you got 2 seconds a lap pace advantage, is it? Something like that?
Yeah, as I said, in the qualifying, they're down to 203s, and we're pushing to get into the 202s. I think they did that a couple of times in practice. It just shows how much better the soft tyre. Oh, he's off and hit the barrier. Luckily, he didn't spin around. He can just carry on as if nothing happened there. So Savanax looks like they've started to drop Rich now. He's falling back, but he's got a comfortable gap to Loopy in 4th.
Yeah, and here is Loopy McG, look, and he's got his mirrors absolutely full of Chris Doherty. And that's exactly not what you want to see, is it, when you're driving around? He's lost his boot lid as well somewhere, so that's not going to help him very much in terms of downforce, because a spoiler is attached to it, or the wing if you want to be technical. And Chris Doherty now full in his mirrors, and McG's going to be thinking, oh no, this is going to be fun now in the next few laps, but it's going to be a bit more fun than what Big Bad Wolf's got, because he's got nobody in his mirrors at all, has he? And he's got that yellow car there streaking away from him. So Big Bad Wolf, I think he'll be not too disappointed though. 3rd place, he'll be happy just to carry on in there and kind of hang in there.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Alex is around.
Oh, yes, he's lost it. He's reset the car, and that's Big Bad Wolf taking it for some rallycross too. So I thought we were going a few laps there without any rallycross action, and then we get 2 at once.
It's always bound to happen. And these two, I wonder if Chris can have a go. No, he's being respectful. But do you get the slipstream now up mountain?
Yeah, Loopy McGee's found his spoiler, his wing again from somewhere, so that's back attached to the car, so fantastic. I was only joking, I won't really lose him any performance because I've only got visual damage on, of course, and you can see him looking in his wing mirror there. You can see that Chris Doughty is all over him like a bad rash, and he's wanting to get through as quickly as possible, and he's after some more bloodthirsty action is Chris. He really wants a bloodbath in this one.
Oh, definitely. I wonder if he'll give him a little touring car tap just to get past. But you'll have to try and wait, but oh! Just tapped the barrier and lost his bumper, I think.
Yeah, his bumper's gone flying somewhere, possibly. But yeah, I think you can see how hard they're pushing actually. And these cars, they're not like the LMP2 cars that we've raced recently. Even though they're both rear-wheel drive, these ones haven't got anywhere near as much downforce. So you can follow really closely, can't you? And actually have a really good battle going on. Look at Loopy McGee, their back end hanging out there too.
That's great car control there, but he's lost a lot of time. Yeah, these got little to no downforce, it feels like, when you really push them. Especially compared to the LMP2 cars. The LMP2 cars, I can imagine they'll probably be into the 1 minutes around here. But I have to say, I think these are a bit more fun, especially getting the tail out on them. You definitely couldn't do that in the LMP2 cars.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of more power limited than downforce limited, isn't it? And you can really feel the back end when you feed in the throttle. They really kick out, don't they? And you almost have to drive it on the throttle through some of the corners. And Alex pits.
Yeah, you'll have to.
Is he going to pit for soft tyres?
You'd have to think so, especially with the time advantage they are. But he's going to lose about 30 or 40 seconds, and will he gain that back? It's hard to see with halfway through this race.
Yeah, he was about 8 seconds behind Scuderia Sam, wasn't he, when he pitted, roughly, to give or take. So, and he's quite a bit ahead of Big Bad Wolf. But yeah, look, he's into. Where is he now? He's 5th now, look, because this is Loopy McGee and Chris, still nose to tail, coming through turn 1. They've passed Alex as well now. So Alex is going to have it absolutely all to do, but we know how much pace he's got, and he's going to be on the preferential, faster, soft rubber compound too. So this is going to be actually great fun to see him come back through and try and take this. And yeah, he's quite a long way off the lead, but don't count him out.
Yeah, 45 seconds now, so he's really got to put a shift in. But it's guaranteed these guys aren't going to let him past easily. That's if he catches them. There's still a mistake in him, as we saw at the start.
Yeah, definitely. He's coming through turn 2 now. Tyres seem to be gripping up nice and quickly, don't they? They're not really. They don't take long to warm up. These soft rubber compound tyres, and he'll be used to them from qualifying as well. So he's going to give it absolutely everything. And we'll really see what pace he's got in that car now.
Yeah, Sam coming down Conrad, it looks like, into this quite scary chase. You've got to put it left it and just hope the car sticks. As you see there, and just throw it in, bash down the gears into 3rd or 2nd, depends on the driver. It's a lovely section, left and right under the bridge here, down to Murray's corner. And Sam's got a comfortable lead at the moment, so he's not taking it easily, but just trying to stay consistent.
Yeah, a little bit of understeer coming through the last corner there and onto the straight to start lap number 7 now, we're up 12, so we've got a few more laps still to run in this race, just over halfway. And yeah, it's not really wringing its neck too much, just kind of staying consistent. It does look like he's got some understeer in that car though.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he's not pushing it too hard. It's usually oversteer central in these, but luckily it's understeer, it's a bit more manageable. And these two are still battling, little lock up there. Wasn't able to take advantage of it, but he's got a good run out on him. Loop.
Yeah, he seems to consistently have a really good run out there, does Chris, and Loopy McGee knows it. Look, he's covering all angles off. He's locked a little wheel again there, and Chris is seeing every single time he sees a locked wheel, he's going to be thinking that's another opportunity that I could get past here. He's gonna know that Loopy McGee is absolutely on the ragged edge, and another lock of the wheel to stay ahead of Chris here. Chris is absolutely hounding him. Oh, he gets a little bit wide though, a little bit of too much torque, a little bit too keen coming out of Hell's corner, and he must have been thinking, Hell's bells, I could nearly dropped it into the barrier.
Yeah, it's the last thing he would want to. Now he's almost a second back, so he's got all this hard work now to go again, and they've still got to be careful with Alex coming in. He's already put 2 seconds on him just from that last lap. You can see how much faster he is.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll see him come into the background soon, I'd imagine. And this next section is very, very narrow, so don't expect to see any overtakes through here unless the driver makes a mistake, isn't it? So where's going to be the best place, do you reckon, for Chris to launch an attack on Loopy McGee? And Loopy McGee, is he going to see it coming?
You'd have to guess. At Forest Elbow, he's very brave on the brakes. I guess the best place would be the corner just after the chase. It's got no name, so I'm not sure what you would call it. Or Murray's corners, he's a lot faster there, but you just have to go and risk it. As we watch Alex now, absolutely on it. Over mountain. It's a lovely shot, that. You can see how hard he's pushing.
Fantastic, isn't it? You can see the car just kind of get a little bit airborne, but it's under control airborne, if you know what I mean.
Definitely.
Ooh. You see that then? Chris Doherty's slamming the barrier, leaving his paintwork, or trading his paint on the barrier there on the outside. I think there'll be a lot of paint on that barrier come the end of the race. But he's compromised his exit slightly. He is in the slipstream though. Is he going to be close enough as they go down to the next couple of corners? Not quite by the looks of it. He gets very close though. Oh, I thought they were going to touch then. Lock of the wheel. And he's very quick out of this bit. We've seen all race so far. He's been very quick out of this bit. But look, Loopy McGee, he's a pretty experienced racer now as well. He's been racing in the league for a good few races and he knows how to place his car as well. I'm surprised Chris isn't just sending it down there, to be honest. I mean, he hasn't tried that one yet.
Oh, is he going to try it? No. He's just getting out of the way. But it looks like they're actually catching Rich up, and Alex is definitely catching up behind with these two battling. It's not going to help their cause at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, see Alex, look in the background there in that yellow machine. It's going to be easy for these two to spot that yellow car zooming up behind them. And yeah, I don't know what Big Bad Wolf's been doing. I know they enforce a 37-mile-an-hour speed limit on this track during non-race days, but you can't be going that slowly, can they?
No, definitely not. It may have had a mistake where you just didn't see. To lose 10 seconds to Sam there, that's not the ideal at all. At least he's not battling. You can just worry about his own race and just keep going. But yeah, there's a public road this in the holidays, isn't it?
Yeah, when there's no racing going on, it's a public road. You can drive around it at
into the wall
as well. Oh, and his bonnet's gone airborne and it's gone into orbit, and that's given Alex a chance now to look around the outside. And Chris Doherty's going to be having a lot more cooling in that engine of his now because he's got no bonnet. And over, oh, and he's slammed into the barrier and he's stuck in the tyre barrier now. As he came over Skyline, he lost control slightly. And oh dear, Chris, he's unfortunately now that's going to ruin his race a little bit because he's in 5th now and he's going to have it all to do to catch back up to these two. And that's Alex down the inside of Forest Elbow, and he makes the move stick on Loopy McGee, who's now in the slipstream. Will he be able to fight back as they head down Conrod Straight? Fantastic bit of opportunistic driving from Alex there.
Yeah, that was lovely. You have to be fully committed on the brakes and hope you're not blocked and hope the back end doesn't slide out. Chris is a bit unfortunate there. You have to wonder, hitting the wall, did he just lose his rhythm a bit and it's just sent him off? Now that's put him quite far back, which you have to wonder, will he catch up now?
Yeah, I wouldn't count him out yet. He's 6 seconds behind Loopy McGee with another 3 or 4 laps to go in this race. So yeah, he could easily still make that time back. There's a long lap here as well. Loopy McGee going a bit wide there. Now we're going to see Alex scamper away ahead after Big Bad Wolf. So Big Bad Wolf now, he's 7 seconds ahead of Alex. So yeah, it might not be another couple of laps until Alex is there with him, but I think he's going to catch him before the end, you know, looking at Alex's pace. Yeah,
Loopy looking back there, wondering where his friend's gone. Probably miss him now. Watching Sam.
I know, they've been quite attached to each other, haven't they?
Oh, definitely. Probably glad for a bit of breathing space. Sam's still pushing hard. Oh, very hard there. See what I mean? Sideways going into the corner. But lovely car control now, flat out into everyone's favourite corner on this track. Lovely view of the car there. Spotless, as usual.
Yeah, not too many dents and scratches on his car, apart from the turn 1 incident, of course. And yeah, he's just serenely on his way. Everyone else has either crashed into each other or pitted. That's just left Scooter Sam up in front at the moment. So he's just doing his thing, driving consistently, and he's got a healthy lead, doesn't he? He doesn't need to take too many risks now. There's just a few laps left to go. But you can never rest too much at this circuit.
those walls are there to bite you if you give them the opportunity. But as you see, we're all in the Fords, as unfortunately the Holden isn't in the Project Cars game. It's also the last year this year that Holden be racing, and luckily for them they won the Bathurst 1000, which is a nice way to send the brand off.
Yeah, it's quite nice actually, because they've got a lot of history, and Big Bad Wolf has been in he's got a lot of history too with the tyre walls by the looks of it. Look, he's missing his bonnet there.
There's nothing left of that car. It's very second hand now. Luckily,
yes. Looks like he's been in Wreckfest.
Someone's doing some magic and it's all back. It's a bit wobbly.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit drafty, I think, inside there with the bumpers and everything hanging off. And you can see in the background as he clips the curve very nicely. Big Bad Wolf getting his line spot on through there. You can see closing in all the time is Alex CDL in that yellow car. And like you say, they're all in the Fords. And it's a nice little race brew in here with all these Ford cars. Nice little send off, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. This is quite an old V8 supercar now. They don't race them anymore. They've gone on to the Mustangs now, which is a lovely looking piece of kit. But, yeah, I think these are 2013 cars. I'm not quite sure on that, but I know they're quite old now. They still do the job.
That's really, and they rev like hell, don't they? They're a really lovely sounding car.
Yeah, the rev limit on those is really surprising for a V8. They sound almost like the American NASCARs in that way. Oh, Chris is around.
Yeah.
Big crash there.
Oh, slam into the barrier. Oh dear, Chris. He's dropped it again, and he was a bit too keen. He reverses and loses his wing as well for good measure. Oh dear. And Chris, that's a second-hand car too now, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Oh, and these two are getting very close now. I wonder if Alex will try and overtake his favourite spot at Forest Elbow. He'll definitely be trying to push the Wolf into a mistake. And he go for it. Oh, did he hit, or was that just a mistake? It's hard to tell from that angle.
Yeah, I think Big Bad Wolf was looking at his mirrors there, and he got it all a bit wrong, and it's just so easy to do that. Alex has had some practice at coming down there now, and he just makes it look easy down the inside there, braking, but it is so tricky, and you can see there with Big Bad Wolf how tricky it is. He's in the slipstream, look now. He's got a really good toe here. Look how fast he's closing in. Is he going to go for it down the inside? This will be an epic manoeuvre if he does. He's going for it. Down the inside, late on the brakes. Is he going to make it stick? He does. A little bit of a twitch to Alex, who's around the outside. Oh, and there's contact. Where's Alex? There he is, spinning round. Oh, it's a fantastic bit of driving from Big Bad Wolf to make that initial move stick, and then there was a little bit of a contact, and yeah, I think Big Bad Wolf is just slowing down. He's not sure if he made Alex go off there, so a bit of gentlemanly driving going on here.
Yeah, I don't think he'll slow down too much. He'll still want to go as fast as he can. I think he thought you're not getting past me that easily, and just gave him a bit of a favour off the road there. But he's catching up fast. He is, Alex. Wonder if we'll have a go into Mountain at all. Back at Elbow again. It definitely seems to be his favourite corner.
Yeah, he'll probably try and give him the elbow at Elbow, I reckon.
Definitely.
Have a good old knees up.
This is a lovely corner
anyway,
as well.
Yeah. Oh, it's a bit wide there from Big Bad Wolf, but Alex wasn't quite close enough. Can you overtake into this next bit, Alex?
In real life, definitely not. It's a one-lane corner. Usually there's a lot of marbles on the outside. You're just going to fly off. There was a big crash there this year, which was caused by someone trying to overtake, and it ended in tears quite early into that race.
Definitely, you can see look how quick they're going through that run. I mean, you can really follow cars really nice and close here, and Big Bad Wolf's really picking his lines very nicely now as they head up to Skyline, over the top there, over the crest. Always one of the best shots, and a little bit sideways and two sideways, and he's entered the drift championships, and he's drifted around and he's reset the car, and that's allowed Alex on his way now. So yeah, I think Alex there just forced Big Bad Wolf into a bit of a mistake, didn't he? And he cracked it eventually, and now he's going to be a bit too far back to have another run on Alex down Conrad Straight, and Alex is thinking, oh, that's a shame, I wanted to do my party trick again at Elbow. Yeah,
it just shows how tricky it is, that corner, as we've seen Chris now and Big Bad Wolf both spin there. It's always hard to tell when you're going over crest, where to brake and where to put the car, and it just catches you out sometimes. And Alex is back in second, but he's not catching Sam, is he? He's 50 seconds behind now.
Yeah, that's quite a margin now, and there's only going to be another lap or so left to run in this race. But I think Big Bad Wolf just demonstrates that if you push it a little bit too hard coming down the mountain there, how wrong it can go. And sometimes it's even better to not drive flat out through there and kind of drive at 99%, and that way you can kind of get a more of a smooth line, can't you? Keep the car stable. That's the key thing.
Oh, definitely, especially since with how tight it is, you can defend easily, and no one's getting past you unless you make a mistake, as you saw there. Backward Loopy, he's on his own now. Going into Hell
the
Corner.
adventures of Loopy McGee resumes on lap 12 here. He is on his own, like you say. He's quite a bit behind Big Bad Wolf. He's 13 seconds or so behind him, but he's also a significant way in front of Chris Doughty, so it looks like he's going to wrap up fourth quite comfortably here. In fact, all the positions look fairly wrapped up, don't they, as we're on the last lap here now?
Oh, definitely. The close margin is Alex and Wolf, and that's 3 seconds, so it's the final lap, so I think everyone will be settling down now and be happy where they finished.
Quite possibly, yeah. So you never know in these cars at this circuit. Is Scuderia Sam going to make a final mistake? Doesn't look like it at the moment. He's heading into the last corner now, the last lap. So he's had a fairly easy drive, hasn't he, to the win here today, round the last corner, and he's gonna take his third consecutive win now after the other two in the LMP2 Championship. So he takes the win in the V8s at Bathurst here. So a great drive by Scuderia Sam. A bit lucky as well, but he made the most of it.
Yeah, he's on a roll at the moment. He's on a roll. Alex has spun around there. Nice 360. And Rich will catch up. It's just too far behind, unfortunately.
Tell you what, though, Big Bad Wolf's not far behind, is it?
No. As we catch Sam doing some victory celebrations and doing some donuts. I don't usually see this, but you can see he's had a good time today.
Yeah, and the fans enjoying that there. Been a bit of a fan favourite for once. And Alex CDL, he's been a fan favourite too, hasn't he? He's pitted, he's made this race highly entertaining by coming back through the field, and he's going to claim a very well-deserved second place just ahead of Big Bad Wolf there, who's chasing him all the way to the line. Is Alex going to get it? He's got one corner to negotiate. He heads out of it now, and I think, yes, he's going to be alright. He's going to cross the line in second place. So a great comeback drive from Alex after that initial pit stop. Big Bad Wolf chasing all the way, very hard to claim a very well-deserved third as well. And we've got the Scotsman Loopy McGee now. He's heading up to the last corner after a fantastic race-long battle with Chris Doughty. He's going to claim fourth position, his best finish so far in the West Wales Karting Virtual Racing. A great drive by Loopy McGee, very dogged and determined, and he swerves across the line to take fourth. Fantastic driving from him too, and now we wait for Chris Doughty.
Yeah, that was an excellent drive. Probably his clearest drive for all. We see everyone having a bit of fun here. Alex doing some quite nice burnouts. I think Loopy's trying to do a donut. Not that successful. And Chris is taking interest line into the barrier. He definitely knows it's the last lap and last corner. He'll be going over the line now. Happy it's over, you'd have to think.
Yeah, will Chris give us one last little donut flourish? Let's have a look.
Of course he does.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same without one, would it?
Yeah, it's why he's a fan favourite. That was lovely there.
Very nice finish there from Chris, and that's confirmation of the results. Alex there, marginally with the fastest lap of the race in second place, and Chris Doughty there after some great adventures and some great bloodbaths. He's been, he's in fifth place, but look out next time because we're in front-wheel drive cars, and we know how fast Chris Doughty is in those.
That's his speciality, so he'll be gunning for the win then.
Absolutely, so don't miss it. Join us next time.